Hello, Facebook, YouTube. The day of Satil, the archangel. God is our prayer. Nope, not Thor. He's a false god who acknowledging false gods on God's days. It's the 28th. What to expect? I don't know. But I encourage y'all to watch as well as pray. Yom Kippur is Saturday. On the Sabbath day, that's quite interesting. And also, we have to consider Sukkah, pretty much the Feast of Tabernacles, is coming up very soon, next Thursday, October 5th. You know, that looks like a day maybe God's definitely pretty much, if any fulfillment that going to accommodate the August 21st and the sign in the heavens and or Yom Kippur. It's Sukkah, the Feast of Tabernacles. Definitely it would be the fulfillment because it's also on the full moon. So there you go. But the topic of this message was inspired by, I was listening, shout out to Pastor Matt. He was talking about a baby crying, a baby crying, He was trying to tell the youth about, we're gonna cry for something, We're gonna cry for what we want, or we're gonna cry out for God. It's just that simple. And it was quite interesting how I perceived what he was saying, that it is very powerful. Crying is very powerful. I mean, it's a very powerful thing for a person to do towards somebody or anything. It is very important to understand the power of a cry. And and now the ideal of a cry is, of course, comes from our desires of our heart. What we desires of our heart. Cries can be used for tears of joy or tears of sadness. You know what I'm saying? Tears of joy that something happened and succeeded, but tears of sadness concerning something bad happens that is significant to you, or you don't know what's going on in your life, you don't know what's happening within inside you. You know what I'm saying? The cry will tell you, and the problem is, a lot of people, unfortunately, people in darkness do not understand the ideal of crying. You know what I'm saying? And they cry, but some people don't understand why they cry. Some people can just straight up like cry and don't even know why they're crying. They just cry. And there's people that will know what they're crying about and cry. But God taught me about crying. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important to know about a cry. See, a cry is an indication of what's going on inside of you emotionally and mentally. You know what I'm saying? Really, in what's going on, concerning your conditioner, mainly from an emotional standpoint, but how you perceiving it mentally, you don't even know may not know what's going on. You may do know what's going on. And cries are pretty much of your body response to of a SOS, pretty much an emotional SOS. As we, children, cry because some of the children cry because they don't get their way, or some got disciplined and told no, and now they're crying because someone discipline them. The thing is, you be surprised about, the ideal of a cry and how important we have to understand this ideal of crying, because everybody is going to cry. And what you cry about is supposed to indicate, as what I put on Facebook, of what you place more emphasis on. And people place emphasis, like what always drove me crazy, even when I was growing up, and I didn't, wasn't, into, the church, being a Christian when I was growing up. But what bothered me so much when I used to watch this superstar, and especially Michael Jackson, and people crying, because he's there, they're crying because Michael Jackson's there, and I look at that and I'm like, in awe. I'm in awe that people will put so much emphasis on a certain person and will cry. It's so much that they will cry because of their presence. That was creepy, even when I wasn't really, trying to be a Christian. That was creepy for me, because the thing is, crying, it, like I said, is what made whatever this person did made an impact in your life that, was great in concerning how you received it. And, and it's a lot of course, superstars, that, you see people cry because someone, meet them, or someone, and the thing is, and I'm like, what about Jesus Christ? Even, I went to church when I was growing up, but I wasn't in the church, and I'm like, well, they crying, but why they not crying to Jesus Christ? I always wondered. But it bothered me though how much, they cried and they emphasized on things. But the topic of this message is important it's about the reality of what, let me see, who are you crying to? You know what I'm saying? Now watch this. We are going to cry about something, but the question is, who are you crying to? Certain people just cry because of concerning what happened. You know what I'm saying? Of something that's significance is been taken away from them. You know what I'm saying? Or something bad happened to something. I mean, we will cry over that idea. And now watch this. And we just will cry and just cry, because that's all we can do is cry. But the thing is, what the problem is, what you got to understand about a cry. A cry is as much as important concerning who are you crying to. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we're gonna, if something bad happened, not get bad news, we're gonna cry. Now, just crying, alone, and just just crying because of the situation is not a good thing to do. But if there's no one to cry unto, that you can lean on, say, look, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling terrible, I'm feeling horrible about something that happened, and I don't know how to handle it, and da 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 da. That's what cries are supposed to really say. You know what I'm saying? It's the overwhelming emotional response of a situation that happened to us. And the thing is, and in the condition that is going on inside of us. Yes, I forgot the condition that's going on inside of us. And when we come to realize the emphasis on something that happened to us in our conditions, we are so overwhelmed that only crying can only bring forth what it will speak. Tears will speak more louder really than your words. And of how bad you feel about it, or how, I told you, like, something great happened, or how good you feel about it. And it's very important concerning who are you crying to, as what really King David is really emphasizing on the songs that I read and study, that we got to understand that we need to cry to cry unto the Lord. But if we cry unto human beings, and human beings may not understood what the reason what's going on inside of us, they may comfort you to your situation, but they don't understand what's going on inside of us. The thing is, we need to understand that that is the case of the situation going on. Yo.
I need the mold, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'll be almost done. And we got to understand our cry, that help that we need to get. We will cry for something, but we need to learn that we must cry to God, because that is one of the most sensitive, emotional part of a human being concerning the future of how you make your decisions in life. Your decisions in life in the future will be pertaining of who you cry out to. If you cry out to people that did not understand what you were saying, you got to find someone that was going to understand what you're saying. But you should cry out to the Lord, because He will understand everything. He will understand why you're crying, how hurt you feel, how hurt you feel. That's why it's important to cry out to God, and don't yeah, you can cry out to people emotional support, but you need to cry out to people that really understand who you are and everything that you are, and know what's going on inside you, and know how to give you better direction of your life concerning every future situation that may come about concerning of what you have been crying about. You know what I'm saying? In your condition in your life, how you've been crying about. Cry to the Lord, and He give you better answers than anybody else that they ever can cry to. All right, that's the message. God be the glory, Him for and ever and ever, in Jesus' name, amen.